you know what? We are like at the juncture where Syawal is approaching.
Yes.
And every time when we're near Syawal, right?
Yeah.
I always have this scene in my head tau. It will be when my father-in-law, my late father-in-law, when he was still alive, right? It will be during our, the first day, the first part of the day where you minta maaf,
Okay.
you salam-salaman.
Okay.
And the reason why is because it's new to me. When I got married is when I realized, hey, this family quite
Serious about
serious.
this thing.
Because really, it's because you will feel it is in the air. There's silence, there's somber moments. There is very, very like macam between not only between mother and child, it's also like the siblings and all that. And that was one time the first time, culture shock for me. Because
Were you resisting it? Were you
I
like,
wasn't resisting it. I was like, whoa, what's happening? What's happening? Because in my head, I'm like, what am I going to say? It's only the first year of marriage. Lagi macam, I don't know them well enough lah, kononnya. So I will remember during the time. And then it becomes like every Raya, my husband will hear me like, okay, what I'm going to say to Ayah? What am I going to say to Ayah? Because Ayah, when he says it, right, he says it so beautifully, like the way he structures it in Malay. And then my Melayu, ya Allah, it's like, can do better lah. And then I will always think, what do I say? How do I say the susung jari thing like sampai kayak gitu. And then Helmi finds it very funny because I'm like, just say lah. But I will always say it in English see. So that will be the one thing that I will think about. Like, do you do that like in your family? Macam the whole like salam-salaman?
we do, but I think you can define it to be like a very touch and go kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah, in my family, I guess we do like with a mouth, but I guess like the forgiving and the forgiveness is kind of like already given kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Macam like tak payah nak minta. Macam probably your mind's already like benda ni aku dah lama dah forgive kau sebenarnya.
But then now that you share, there's this very serious and really I think it's important. To take the chance to really ask for forgiveness sincerely.
And the truth is like macam the asking for forgiveness shouldn't even start only in Syawal. They will say like prior to that you should be asking for forgiveness way before, like in Ramadan and way before during Syaban even for you to start asking for forgiveness already.
I think between husband and wife, I don't know about you, but between my husband and I, it's always like sorry. We always make it a point to apologize at every juncture where we realize that we did something wrong.
Not be too far. Of course, me and Helmi will have our moments where macam there's something that happened, especially me lah, macam heated, macam emotional sangat. Tiba-tiba macam sorry like gitu tau, macam like, but it's also because at the same time I always feel like macam I need to tell him first before. It doesn't have to wait till Syawal. Baru nak fikir keluarkan list. Remember that time? Of course lah kan. But it is really like something that I'm thinking like during first day of Syawal, right, when everybody's gathered together, especially because in my own family it's also very touch and go tau. Dia macam like I realised only after I got married, after I experienced the culture of salam-salaman in Helmi's house with mama and arwah ayah, is when I realised kita tak buat kat rumah macam not in this manner. Then you suddenly make a bit of more effort to go like ma, like you think of all those times and then suddenly the tears start coming down and all that. Now I remember my mom will be like, okay, chill. Like macam my mom was like, okay, are you okay?
This year like why different?
Why are you so emotional? What's going on? But yeah, I guess like in a way I'm just thinking like macam mungkin like those times is whether the start and go macam ni ikhlas ke tak, like when I say maaf saya batin like it's so maaf saya batin tapi untuk apa like for example. So like I guess after I got married tu baru benda tu macam like you know what, this is very very important.
I guess for some families it's also like awkward. They feel awkward because they're never like close as in emotionally, they don't pour feelings to each other. So to suddenly come and like pour out emotions like that it's very tough for the individuals, right?
But talking about like asking for forgiveness and all that, of course there will be moments, right, where some fulana or fulan. I'm talking about Syawal lah. Sometimes also the irony is this is the month that, like even it's in the songs like
everybody should get together,
like But it's also during Syawal that you suddenly sometimes come across situations where alamak Syawal pula kau nak cek pasal.
Or is it, or rather?
You know, sometimes when families come together, right, of course the good thing is like you will have moments where you bond, you know, you laugh and joke and you like, hey, remember this, remember that. And then there's also moments where like, alamak, this makcik, something like this, why must you
or
have to
rather,
tell me now?
must I really go there?
I really have to go there, you know. So how about like this kind of situations? What do you think? Like, macam, I mean, I guess of course technically it's like macam, it's a good man, come on lah, just don't think about it lah, you know. But sometimes it can really like trigger you inside.
So what I do is that, you know, I just make it very curt and you know what I mean? Yeah, because like kalau macam terjumpa, okay, and and for whatever that has happened, like you know, the forgiveness part, like okay lah, I forgive you and I hope you forgive me too. But I know that, you know, you cannot just leave it like that. You have to really ask for forgiveness, right? Yeah. Even if you think that you're not in the wrong.
That's true. That's
right.
True. Because we don't know how we might have
hurt them, offended them.
Yeah, kita tak tahu. Sometimes in our way, sometimes we don't even see anything. It's our face. Like macam dia datang aja, kan?
Yeah.
It's like you know, like dah. Orang tu dah macam
okay, you're triggering a lot of
lama.
possibly happen.
So I'm also thinking like macam I had this conversation with my husband also the other day. I'm like, so let's just say we are in a state of mind because kita takut sangat like orang maafkan kita, like you know, that we decide, you know what, let's maafkan everybody lah. Don't tak payah nak minta maaf dengan kita lah.
Yeah.
Let's just think about, I don't even know if there's anybody who did wrong to me, but I'm just gonna like blanket maaf, like blanket, you know.
Yeah,
like,
that's a good thing to
I'll just go. I don't think about it anymore.
So that's what you are in control of, Risi. You can choose to forgive everyone and just try to forget, right? But whether those people are doing the same towards you, that's the one that will be accountable for, right?
Yeah, exactly. Those are the things that we're like, oh no.
Yeah. But I guess we also cannot control that.
Yeah, that's
right. I mean, I don't know. Okay, I know we have to really ask for their forgiveness. Yeah. But if we don't,
then we just can only hope and pray that they, like one day the moment will come lah, that the topic will just like boom. The other person I remember lah, I mean, it's going to be funny if my sister-in-law actually listens to this.
Nina,
my sister-in-law.
Hi Nina.
Because
hi Kak Nina.
While during those times where we minta maaf and all that, of course there is Mama, and Mama is usually for me the most simplest lah, for me to just really, because Mama has always treated me like I am her daughter. I never feel the in-law aspect with my mother.
So nice.
My mother-in-law. Alhamdulillah. I'm always blessed when I think about this. But like, it's so much when I share Mama and all that, it's very like, it's natural lah. So, you know, I can use English, Malay, campur-campur. She'll understand where I'm coming from. And then when with Nina, right, like, especially in the first few years of marriage, right, of course we're getting to know each other. I mean, like me and Helmi, so we didn't get to know each other well enough before even we got married. So now, like, getting to know the in-law is also like another whole thing, right? And me and Nina were like very different like in perangai and everything. And so there will be those moments where I will have with my mother, my sister-in-law, when we are like minta maaf, especially in the beginning too. And then like in the minta maaf, I'm trying to understand her better. She would tell me, I'm sorry for if I come across as this. It's not just like a templated, like, okay, I'm gonna, this
like
is
very specific,
it's specific. But that's the beauty of it, don't you
Actually,
think?
very interesting.
It allows you to, because it allows you to have an insight of what's going through her mind. What during that time tu mungkin is something you tak perasan, you tak sedar pun yang actually. But I realized because I was still trying to get comfortable with my sister-in-law, my minta maaf is always the same. While she's going into detail, my minta maaf is always like, you know what, I appreciate.
So she cites you like what happened specifically throughout the
it could be, but not like macam, remember that day, this thing happened, that thing happened. No, it's more like I realized, you know, coming into this relationship, this might have happened, my words have happened. Sometimes when I do this, but sometimes and during that time too, I was like, I feel like, alamak, she's really going into detail. And here I am going like, actually, I would just like to say thank you. Instead of minta maaf, I would like to say thank you for accepting me, for being a sister to me, for, I would say that. And here she is like, whoa, everything will come out. And during those times too, I didn't see it. I didn't realize like macam what she's saying to me is actually moments that allows me to get to know her better.
Right.
And without subconsciously, because of what she's doing, I realize more and more the differences. I see the change. I see the growth. I see our growth together. I feel like more and more, alhamdulillah, our relationship, we get closer and closer. And we truly look at each other, walaupun we are so different, that we are able to accept each other because we are sisters right now. Macam gitu tau. And I think that is one of the beauty of minta maaf. Like, you know, because in that, it's not just about like, okay, kosong-kosong this year, next year pun another kosong-kosong. It's not that. It's really, truly, apa dipanggil lah, macam dissecting this relationship and going like, oh, okay, mungkin I could be more sensitive to that.
Okay.
Mungkin pasal Nina macam gitu.
But this kosong-kosong thing also good lah. Like, really, you
just
know,
start from scratch.
Okay, kosong. But speaking of Nina, I've known of her existence way back, like when I was 12, 13, and she's like 2 years my senior. We had common friends, right? And then recently when I caught up with her again after so many years, I was like, sis Nina, you remember me, you know? I always remember you as this. And then, interestingly, she apologized to me. Sampai menangis, she said, sorry, during those times I offended you.
You say,
MasyaAllah.
Yeah, so you had this. You got Nina. You got Nina.
And so this podcast is talking about sis Nina Halim.
Good way, positive way.
Kita mesti invite dia. One of these days invite dia. So I was like, no. When then I felt bad. I said that no. When I bring up like, you know, my remembrance of you, it's not like to highlight like, you know, there was a time.
But I mean, I'm very thankful that you know, we know people like obviously my sister-in-law is your friend as well, kan? Macam we've come together in this state, and then we are like macam in the state of kosong-kosong lah, insyaAllah lah, you know, of course like, pending Syawal is going to be another. And this time around I confidently can say like, you know, bila I nak minta maaf dengan dia tu is really like 100%.
Kosong-kosong.
It's like 100% what I want to say. You
know what to say.
Macam for sure lah. I mean, it's been a couple of years since that revelation for me, kan? That I'm like, hey, you know what? Like, there is this way. And there is really a way for you to truly be ikhlas lah. Macam, not ikhlas, truly be in it tau. When you apologize, to really feel it from the depths of your soul that you're really apologizing. Actually, when you think further, when you minta maaf, when you apologize for all these things, right? The whole idea of it is not just because you want to settle the score, but it's also because you want to build relationships. You want to be at a point in time, right, when at one time too, you can know for a fact that you are okay with everybody and everybody is okay with you. Dia macam, and that kind of feeling is very hard to come by tau. Because like if you know that, ini ada masalah, this one person, or that time there was this one person, or that time there was this one person, you'll never be settled. It's like this feeling of like macam, it makes you anxious, I guess.
Okay, so what if history has shown that regardless of how many times this thing happened, like this forgiveness and squaring off of things, right? But it would happen again. Then you know, sometimes you're made to feel like macam, even if you do then later happen again,
the person will still do the same thing. Then I think we need to look at it as like, is their test
It's our test also, right?
It's our test to just be but if you take yourself out of the equation, you will realize it's their test, not yours. Because it's nothing to do with you anymore. Unless of course what they do has a direct impact of you, then it's your test lah. But if it's something that they're doing that they are just ruining themselves because you have already come again and again and again, you've already like, okay, you know what, let's not do this, but this person is still doing it, then it's their test. It's not yours. But yours is the fact that you can just let it go lah. Really just macam, okay, this is your thing. Sorry, this is your thing. I tried.
I think we also learned, right, in classes that, you know, sometimes in a family, like silaturahim, we shouldn't pisahkan silaturahim. But it's okay to kind of like have a distance with certain people
because you know that their impact in your life is very strong. If you were to get close to them, it's like, you know, like for example, their vibes is so that you know that when you get close to them, your vibes is also going to get affected. So if you know that's the best way, then you just renggangkan sikit lah, they say, right? But at the end of the day too, I guess we are in a position to control how we feel about the person. We cannot control how they feel about us, right? You know, that's what they always say, right? So we know that we have the control to think macam we have the ability to control what we want to think about a person or how we want to feel about a person, because at the end of the day it starts here and here, right? So if we want to allow them to make us feel bad, then it's our problem lah.
Yeah.
So if we want to know like macam at some point tu macam we look at them and they're like, hey, we look at this like kesian Like for me it's like you try to change shift your mindset in a bit Instead of feeling hurt by them, you kesiankan orang.
Yeah,
it's very sad. I'm so sorry that like I'm so sorry not because I did anything wrong. I'm so sorry for you
that you're still stuck
are still in this and I make dua for you that one day your heart will open. That Allah will open your heart, because that's the only way that you will feel better. Because if they stop doing it, then you feel better, right? So the best way is to make dua for them lah, so that inshallah like Allah will open their heart, so that you will eventually feel the barakah from you also now.
So like I shared, right, I kind of like will make it curt, like there's an opportunity to minta maaf. I was minta maaf, so ikhlas but having that, I mean I don't know, it's not like we're supposed to husnuzon.
Yes.
But somehow like deep down inside you feel like that it might just happen again even after you try to square off everything.
One thing that I can safely tell you lah, there was one thing okay, I'm not going to let's do fulana. There's this one fulana I told, she had a mother whom she's always having loggerheads with. And I find myself to always have to remind her, ironically, this fulana is much older than me, to remind her that your mother only has a few years to live. Like, you don't, to the point where if you're going to be so affected by her and her ways, and because the same thing now, she's always she feels like the mother is always doing something that will implicate her, that will make her look bad. And whether it's true or not is Allahu A'lam wa A'lam. I don't know, but I do know that I said that eventually this person is going to pass away, and you don't want to be in a position where when she passes away, you will have this regret, this overwhelming sense of regret, because you cannot let it go. And like you cannot allow her, you cannot let go of what she did to you, because like you allowed what she did to you to impact you so much that you are not able to be in a position where you can forgive her dengan ikhlas. And because if you think about it, right, and on your deathbed, right, this is like the thing you don't want to think about. What you don't want to be thinking about, that person, alamak, did they forgive me? No, alamak, kan? So to just settle the score, like to just make it easy for you that on your deathbed you will not be affected by this, that on your deathbed, inshallah, all you're thinking about is, Ya Allah, is this process for me? But
on this note, like if really, the person, you really, really, truly did something wrong and the person didn't forgive you, right? Then it's really,
it will affect you.
Implications.
It will affect you. But then at the same time too, macam, like you say lah, macam to think that you tak pernah, how to say, you can't, okay, when they say like macam in Islam, right, we must always forgive, right? If a person, especially if the person asks forgiveness from us, so we have to forgive them, right? But the reason for that, I believe, is also that it affects you holistically. What it affects you inside. The more you cannot let go, the more it eats you up inside without you even realizing it.
Right.
Technically, what I'm trying to say is, especially in a month as beautiful as Syawal, sometimes especially to our audience lah, to our listeners, right? Especially if you have moments where you have some bitter situations with, family members or friends even, then maybe this is the time for you to just reach out and just, wholeheartedly, so ikhlas you can. Just,
You make it sound very easy.
No, it's not easy. It's not. But that's the thing, see. I mean, with no effort, how do you do it with no effort, right?
So may we all be able to do it.
Yes,
do it sincerely, do it well.
Okay.
And
we start from here first lah. Ikhlas tak?
Yeah, so till the next one, inshallah. Selamat Hari
Selamat Hari Raya, everybody.